Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 24th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the system move through the area, moving off to the east of Alberta here. Was kicking off a couple of lightning strikes this morning, but our next big weather maker, you can't miss it. It's right off the coastline here, and this is going to bring potentially multiple rounds of thunderstorms here, even west of the Cascades, as we go on in through next week. We'll check out those details as we go through the video today. Looking a look at SeaTac yesterday, 73 degrees, just off that average high. About 6/100ths of an inch there with that system that moved through. Had about 8/100ths of an inch on my Tempest weather station here at home, which has got a lightning detection system, which might come in handy here over the next few days. So we have the chance to add on to some of this precipitation values as we go through August. Maybe we'll get up towards normal, which is right around an inch, only 1/10 of an inch so far, however, this month. Looking at that weather station here, click on that link down below to save 10% off. Ultrasonic anemometer, haptic rain gauge, lightning detection, stores it for you in the cloud. Now this is looking at the HER, the 12Z run. This is integrated smoke. So this is combining what you're going to see aloft, but you can see you're going to see some hazy skies as we go through the day today and on through tomorrow. But the good news is the surface smoke isn't going to be that bad unless you're around some of these fires central and southern Oregon. And that's assuming that we don't start anything across some of the Washington and Oregon Cascades, especially the west slopes here where there's a red flag warning. We'll look at that here in a moment as well. But this is the surface smoke here at the 12Z run that goes out 48 hours. You can see that smoke come into the region, but it's not that bad. Not as bad as the last round, of course, unless you're across the central and southern Oregon Cascades here where the smoke has been pretty nasty here for now a few weeks. But yeah, not too bad, not as bad as the last round so far across the area. So let's try not to start any fires here along the Cascade Mountain Range. Now this is looking at the air quality index, generally okay here around the Puget Sound, Willamette Valley, kind of a mixed bag, eastern Washington as well. We do have some active fires there on the east slopes of the Cascades also, and quite degraded here across southern Oregon and some of the central Oregon Cascades as well, and some smoke drifting around also. And British Columbia kind of continues to burn here as we continue through the summer months. Looking at fire weather headlines here, this starts 11 a.m. Thursday through 5 p.m. Friday. Red flag warning, west slopes of the Cascades, central Puget Sound area, all the way down through western Oregon as well. Watch out, humans are usually the cause of these fires here. So, don't throw your cigarette butts out the window. Keep your vehicles off the dry grass. You guys know the drill. And this is generally above 1,500 feet where the worst threat is. But of course, the higher in the elevation you start a fire, the harder it is to fight it here as well. So anyway, let's not start any big fires out there, you guys. And then we have this additional issue here with some thunderstorm activity moving up over the area later tonight on in through tomorrow morning as well. And these could be this could be the trigger for some lightning strikes across the region as well. National Weather Service Spokane graphic here picking up on that threat. And this is that red flag warning moving all the way down into Oregon here as well. So yeah, some pretty favorable conditions coming up for the next couple of days across much of the region. And this is just kind of a reminder here as we go through September, we're going to be in this above average wildfire potential here across a lot of the Pacific Northwest, including the Hawaiian Islands out there. Now, this is looking at the European yesterday afternoons versus the GFS on the right. If I put this into motion, you clearly see our trough setting up shop here. Really good model agreement here as we go on in through this weekend with the upper level low just kind of spinning there, and then it starts to make its way towards Pacific Northwest a little bit more here, and this could end up bringing some nice measurable and meaningful precipitation across the region. So kind of crossing my fingers for that one. And if we go far enough out into the extended, you can see a nice Rex block setting up here with a high pressure above a low pressure system there, and this is what that is. Here's your meteorology lesson for today. You can kind of see the flow around the high, comes back around the low pressure system there. It's known as a Rex block. But anyway, here we go with yesterday afternoon's European on the left versus the GFS on the right. Let's take a look at 6-hour precipitation totals. You can kind of see the thunderstorm activity starting up tonight across some of the east slopes of the Oregon Cascades. Eventually moves north along the coast there. And this would be in the form of thunderstorms as we go into tomorrow morning. Will they reach the Seattle metro? It's going to be close. But again, this is just the first round. We're going to have multiple rounds coming up here. You can see that thunderstorm activity push off to the northeast there as well. Upper level low continues to spin here. Another little bit of an impulse here coming Saturday. You can see across the Cascades mainly. But then watch what happens as we go on into Monday. Look at some of this activity kick off the Oregon and Washington coastline, move up. And this could be the best chance for the Puget Sound here as we go through Monday night. And then you can kind of see this precipitation continuing on. It would be in the form of thunderstorms here, probably all the way into Tuesday morning. And then look at this, a nice little drenching here showing up on the European model as that upper level low moves right across the area. GFS, strikingly good model agreement here all the way out through 150 plus hours as well. So cross your fingers, starting to get a little little bit excited for this system coming up here. Should bring some active weather over the next few days. This is composite reflectivity, the HER3KM. This is 12Z, hot off the presses. And if we go through the day today, you can see some of this activity creeping up Oregon here. Watch out for the coastal range as well. It's being form of some thunderstorm activity and some lightning strikes. You see it kind of trails off right before it gets to the Seattle metro, but models are notorious at having a difficult time with some of these upper level lows and just how far north the extent of this thunderstorm activity can get. So I would not rule out some thunderstorm activity across Olympia, Tacoma, even the Seattle metro here as well. You can see these spread across eastern Washington. And as we go out through Friday afternoon, we get a little bit of a break. Then another weak wave is going to move over at some point, probably Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, and then another one Monday through Tuesday coming up with that upper level low, not going anywhere quick. This is looking at lightning flash density potential. This is the 12Z run. You can see those thunderstorms moving up across Oregon here. Check it out. Dangerous fire starters potentially with some of these storms, and you can see it trying to get up towards the Seattle metro here, east slopes of the Cascades, Wenatchee, Chelan. You could get a thunderstorm tomorrow morning here as well. Washington coast, Olympic Mountains here. So yeah, you can see it really stretch across the region as we go through Friday afternoon. Now this is looking at the European yesterday afternoon. This one goes out quite a ways, so we can kind of look at that Monday potential thunderstorm activity as well. So here we go. Thursday night into Friday morning. Look at it kind of move up over the region. Look at the Oregon coast, man. You might get a nice light show there as we go on into tomorrow morning. Tries to creep towards the Seattle metro. You can kind of see it waning just before it gets there, but there's a lot of lightning going on across the Cascades, at least according to the European, as we go through the day Friday. And then here goes Saturday night, little bit of a wave moves across the area there, but then the big one comes here as we start to work our way into Monday. Look at all this lightning come up the Washington coastline there. South of Washington would include the Seattle metro here, and then maybe another round as we go through very early Tuesday morning. So yeah, interesting stuff coming here with that upper level low, bringing this potential for precip and lightning as we go through the mid portion of next week. This is looking at 500 millibar height cyclonic relative vorticity. I'm just kind of showing you the upper levels of the atmosphere. There goes our wave tonight into tomorrow morning up over the area. Then a weak one goes over Saturday afternoon and evening, and then the next one starts to set up shop here. You notice that low is here, and it's going to spin another one back across the area as we get on in towards Monday as well. So this is day one thunderstorm outlook all the way into South Washington here, and includes much of the Willamette Valley, Oregon coast, and the Cascades. Day two, it goes all the way up across a lot of western Washington as well, and day three could be similar also. So we'll continue to watch that. But we kind of have a good grasp on the potential for some lightning here across the Pacific Northwest. So that's just kind of reinforcing things, looking at the SPC forecast there. This is looking at the last night's European run, total precipitation in inches. This goes out 144 hours. You can see it does bring some precipitation with these storms, but not a lot here. So you could get some lightning strikes that cause some forest fire activity, especially across some of the foothill areas. Then we go through Saturday, a little bit of a weak system there. And then Monday, you can really see the precipitation kick up on the European as we go out towards late Tuesday night here, but a nice precipitation amount showing up across the Cascades. Maybe some lucky areas of the lower elevations here as well. Some thunderstorm activity looks likely to move across the region here. These upper level lows are notorious for causing our rare lightning threat here west of the Cascades into the Willamette Valley, Puget Sound, and southwest BC. And of course, as you saw, they can even get out towards the coastal areas as well. This is the GFS. Let's look at it. The 06Z run, total precipitation in inches. And as we go on into Monday, you can kind of see that system swing through here. Not painting a lot of precip for Seattle or Portland right now, 1/10 of an inch or so, but that can change dramatically. And look at all this precip coming across some of the Cascades, though. This would be very, very beneficial to the fires ongoing there and potentially up through British Columbia as well. So, yeah, hopefully we can get a taste of this precipitation here as we move towards the end of August into early September. This is 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, goes through September 2nd there, and the 8 to 14 day, of course, with this these troughs kind of hanging around the area here. We could be looking at some above average precip here as we go through September 6th. But again, we're not getting much precipitation usually this time of year, so the signal doesn't mean that much in and of itself. Here we go with some of the fire activity. You can see these fires going across the North Cascades. We could really use that precip up here as well. You can see it going on across Spokane as well, on through Idaho, Montana, and of course central and southern Oregon. And BC just continues to burn. There's a lot of active fire still continuing to go up there. And, hopefully we're not going to start any more human or lightning caused here over the next couple of days. This is looking at the drought monitor. This was issued today. Actually, this one is from, I think, the 4th of July, but watch as we scroll across here. We've introduced some across even New Mexico there, but look at across Montana. We're introducing some severe drought and even some extreme drought across northwest portions of Montana. You can see that severe drought creep into Washington, kind of expands its coverage, including the Willamette Valley there. I've been getting a lot of comments on just how dry the Willamette Valley is, and we've introduced severe drought across the Cascades of Washington, Willamette Valley, all the way out to the Oregon coast, some of the Washington coastal areas as well here. So interesting stuff. We're not going the right way here with some of our drought concerns across the region. Now, this is looking at El Nino here. August 21st was a few days ago, and these come out on Monday. But you can see we are about 1.3. Once we hit 1.5, that's technically a strong El Nino. So we continue our slow and steady march out of La Nina conditions here and just keep moving towards that 1.5 barrier. And of course, we'll just continue to watch that as we go through the fall and winter months here. Very high odds that we're going to be dealing with a warmer than normal late winter and on in through early spring here across Pacific Northwest. El Nino is notorious for that. Usually much warmer than La Nina, so we have a good chance of being much warmer than we were last year as we go through that period. Don't rule out snowfall just yet, though. That can happen in El Nino years. And you can kind of see that historical nature of El Nino, some of these stronger ones, and you go through a La Nina cycle here. But look at this one, almost like a triple dip El Nino here that went through, 2002 all the way towards 2005 here as well. Probably considered a neutral year in here as well. So we may be going through one of those periods where we have a couple years of El Nino, weak El Nino, or neutral here before we see a La Nina again. So it might be a few years before La Nina makes a return here towards the Pacific Northwest. So interesting stuff here. We'll just kind of watch that unfold as we go through the fall coming up here. But yeah, interesting stuff coming up here, folks. Multiple rounds of potentially active weather here across the region as it spread some thunderstorm activity up. You saw it, possibly 3 different impulses there. And then as the upper level low moves across the area, you get another nice drenching precipitation for some areas as we go. So anyway, hope you guys are liking the videos. We'll check this out again tomorrow morning. I'll have the Doppler radar up and running. Excuse me, up and running here so we can watch some of that thunderstorm activity move up in real time and try to pinpoint and get some better details on just what kind of chances we have to get some thunderstorms across the area. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.